Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the chat. My name is Shawn Hill. I'm your host. How you doing? I hope everyone is well. Today we got a beautiful creator from the Bronx. He's done some amazing work. Let him know who you are, sir.
My name is Edmund Paul, writer and creator of Journey Through the Northern Wind. My kids inspired me and my wife to write these books based on their characters. So that's how all of this came about. And then it connected into my passion. This is what I do now. Publish books. My wife is the co-writer, and yeah.
Yeah. So, what was the first character that your kids created?
One of my first oldest daughters, she's a master healer.
Okay.
So she was lost in the forest. Then my second oldest daughter, Serenity, she's the beauty fairy. So she's connected with the plants, the bugs, insects. Then my third daughter, Anaya, she's the warrior of the series. She just have an anger issue and she let it get the best of her. So she has to withhold that and learn how to control that. So after that one, Nadia, the animal fairy, which is my fourth daughter, she has a companion and is a catafly, which is our cat. We have a Siamese cat. Her name is Blue, and she rolls with Nadia during her series. Then you got my two sons, EJ and Edmund.
Yeah.
One of them rolled with a panther chameleon.
Okay.
Then the other one rolled with a wolf named Night, which I left that wolf with them to guard them.
So in total, let me get this straight. You have six kids, right? 5 kids?
Oh,
6?
I got 7. I left out one.
Okay.
Sayani, which is the little one that you seen earlier today. She's 2 years old. She's into the series, going towards the end.
Okay.
Her companion is a white owl.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you just based you and your wife. So when was the moment that you and your wife was like, let's turn this into something, so like a legacy for our kids or a future for our kids? You you guys sat down and when did it hit for you guys? When did you guys sit down and put it together?
So my cousin is a tattoo artist. His name is Shamel Reed. We connected with him and Steven Sievers, which is his brother. Back in this was about 2014. But the idea was when we first had our first kid, and then everything started to snowball because I started to have kid after kid back to back. And let me remind everybody, one woman with all my kids, and we happily married, been together almost over 20 years.
Yeah.
Been married for about 13 years. So where I'm getting with this is that our kids did inspire us, but it was something about their own characters that sparked their journey.
Nice.
So it's a message in each journey, each of them have that. So about them and these characters.
That's cool. So what were your inspirations since you or your wife sat down help create this comic? What was your guys' inspiration to create a comic book? Was it Marvel Comics, DC? Did you see some other?
Okay.
Yeah.
Fist of the North Star.
Okay. Whoa. That is a way, the juxtaposition for Fist of the North Star is great. I like Kenshiro is the man. Yes. Kenshiro, beating up people to a pulp. And then, you write a children's, is it a children's story or is it I feel it's for all ages, right? I've read your book before. Ages, yes. Right. So it's an all ages book, pretty good characters, really strong, lots of fun. I mean, so Kenshiro is one of them. And is there any more? Is just that?
Yeah. Transformers.
Okay. Yes, that's a good one. The old school series, right?
The old school, 1986. Yeah.
Transformers. Yeah.
The Adventures of Conan.
Oh yeah. I remember that cartoon. Yeah, where they had the Star Medal and yeah. That's good inspirations.
Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars is a good one. More the movies or just the whole
how the way they put the world together, the universe, definitely.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles.
Of course. It inspires a lot of people, man. There's so many good ideas that come out of that. So let me let you do one. Sorry, go ahead.
One more, Thundercats. I can't leave Thundercats out.
Thundercats is a classic. Have you seen the new one? There's one that came out 2010s.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, give it a watch. It's actually pretty good. It's Yeah, makes you root for the mutants more because you know the mutants are the bad guys, and you're like, Thundercats beat up the mutants. And the way they tell the story, you're like, okay, I understand why the mutants are the way they are now. It was nice. So, where can people find your book? How do you get it out there? What do you do like to get your message out there of Journey of the North? Because it's a great book. I mean, how do you get out there?
So we have community events that we attend for the
Nice,
kids. Also, I'm a school vendor.
nice,
So within the 5 boroughs, there's over 1,500 public schools. We
nice.
do charter schools as well. And I
Yes.
go in there for free. You can't pay me to do this because I love to inspire the kids. Because my kids inspired me and my wife,
Yeah,
which made us connect to our gifts.
very true.
And there's a lot of value to that. With that being said, we went out to these events, did a few art pieces because I do art as well.
Nice.
Then Shamel Reed is the character designer.
Mm-hmm.
Then Steven Severs is the panel designer. So
Okay. He does the layouts.
Yes, the layouts.
Nice.
And me and my wife is, she's the co-writer. I'm the writer.
Mm.
So the mission to getting the book out there and to inspire the kids is putting you and your family, because it's about other families helping other families.
Mm-hmm.
And you're giving a family just because you don't have a family to say like you're the only kid. You're part of our family. So
Nice.
the whole thing, a part of the journey is we need you to help them find their father. So we kind of incorporate these kids from the community, whether you autistic, all walks alike, it doesn't even matter,
Very
we
true.
come with open arms and we just want to, bring you in and try to, put you in the story and have a purpose.
Do you
in the story?
Do you see an impact? And I mean, like, what's the last time? Because that sounds a little weird. But what I mean is, like, what's the last time you had a moment where you saw somebody really impacted by just reading your books, and maybe came back and was like, "Thank you," like those kind of moments, like, because it's very because we're growing up in a day and age where people are less to be in a dual parent household or like 2-parent household.
Yes.
Most people are by single, mostly mothers. And that's a really interesting premise of looking for your father. And I think that's a question. Like you're like a lot of people kind of think that you're just made up of one person. No, you share like 2 people. So like not knowing that other half of you, sometimes you feel a little lost. And I guess that little journey is there too. So like from you helping the community, going into the community and building and helping out as well, like where have you seen like those moments of like, wow, like somebody's like, yo, this really inspired me to go and do this or that, something like that. I mean,
our last event, the Schaumburg Black Comic Book Festival 2023, it just passed.
Yes,
My next event is the Black Comic Book Festival Literacy event at the Schaumburg.
Okay.
June 17th. But with that being said, for the Black Comic Book Festival, one of the kids that came by the table, we created his character right on the spot within 10 minutes. He was intrigued by it, and he was ready to do his own comic book. Just off that spark of just, doing that character of him. He said he wanted his name to be Seth. So you sure you want Seth? You know what Seth means? You know the meaning of the name? He said, yeah, man, I'm the baddest guy. So I said, yeah, you could be whoever you want to be. So he's like, well, can I do this as a comic book too? Or I said, yes, you can. You own all rights to your character. But this is just a start off. You got to continue the journey for you and your character.
That's very inspiring.
He started crying. His mother was there, then he was smiling. So it was just tears of happiness. And I'm just so glad to see the kids and grown-ups too, they like, hey, can I get your collectible toy there? I said, well, would you like to get turned into a character and have a purpose?
Nice.
So, like I try to, pull everybody in because there's a message to the stories we write. Me and my wife wrote over 800 books.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Journey through the Southern Winds, Eastern, Western. This is just Journey through the Northern Wind.
Wow, glad that you have such a lineage ahead of you. You know where you're going. A lot of people don't know that. Like, me in life, I'm one of those people that like to enjoy the journey, not worry about the destination. We all know like you're going to meet there's the end of the destination, but the journey is all about enjoying it as much as possible.
Yes.
So here's the thing. You say you're a school vendor, so that means you're in the school system. You've seen a lot of things in and out. Not a lot, but just enough. What do you find are like the things that inspire young people when you're in those schools, and what are the things that you see them having like challenges with? Like like sometimes I find myself nowadays like finding kids that are not they don't know where to go. Like they have ideas, they want to get them out there, but then you like, okay, so start, and they're like, I don't know where that is, or what direction that is. So yeah. So you're in the
Well,
system, you get to see a bit of it. Tell me your experience.
well, you have some kids that's into poetry,
Mm-hmm.
which connects to writing. You
Mm-hmm.
have some other kids that's connects with art. Is art as well, abstract.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of things that abstract art speak for itself. You might
Mm-hmm.
see 10 different things in that art piece, and I just might see 12,
Mm-hmm.
It's a different, perspective of different people that look at the art piece and they see different things.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, sometimes you can actually identify with who they are and what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
They might not know that the child, and I say, hey, just try it out, it's worth a shot. Hey, I do poetry, but you write. So you're a writer.
Mm-hmm.
I want to write a novel, but I just do poetry. Just write. Just like how when you do art, you got to just draw. Now, what kind of style of drawing you want, that's another category, because you got graffiti artists, you got, letterers in certain aspect in art, and dynamics and stuff like that. So I can break down the educational side of art and basic concept of writing. Stories coming from children's books to novels into comics.
Mm.
So this is the way I try to connect with them.
Yeah, I see it. It's a really good way. It's just like you get them to start in their own way.
Yes.
It's just like you don't try to tell them to go and try to do this, don't do this. Just like figure it out yourself first and who you are, and then you'll add on to that. And that's a good beginning. So like I said too, like do you see any other difficulties? That's one way you do help, which is very positive. But do you see like a little bit of difficulty, especially in a community like ours now, that as you say you do try to inspire them, or you ever get a little bit of pushback, or like anything like that a little bit?
So they don't have enough of these programs into the school system.
Okay.
Like I'm willing to come out there and you don't have to pay me anything. I just want to inspire, because the kids is the future. They're going to lead the way later on. So, and I love kids. I love people. I love the community, because I'm a community person. You can look at my page, you'll see for yourself. It's nothing but love and unity.
Yes,
with
sir.
us coming together. Don't matter about a color. You could call it the rainbow, because the rainbow identifies unity, peace, happiness, connecting with one another and uplifting one another. And that's my message, when I'm working with these kids and adults through art, through writing, through dancing, through, bebopping, from when we had the speakers back in the days, getting on the floor through the cardboard. So we take it back all the way from these days, and the kids don't know, because this generation is like everything was like, watered down.
Yeah. I noticed that, like, I would say a lot of parents today, they kind of push the stuff out the way so that you can like now do what you got to do, but that kind of stopped us from doing what we needed to do, because a little bit of pushback, a little bit of resistance, that's the word, helps you get a long way. But yeah, it is what it is. I get it.
And if they don't know that we have people like C1 Comics, Nortnern Wind Comics, you, Shawn, like as an artist, as a person that does care and put this stuff out there and make it your business to be at these schools, these community, like churches, we got to be there. We got to put the effort in, because they don't know,
I agree with you. But, and then also, like, I'm on the other side of the fence too, where it's like, you do this stuff and people like aren't happy. That's weird, right? You're like, oh, I did this for the community, but why? Why you did that? What do you want? And you're like, nothing. I ask you for, like you said, you don't really charge for this, but they just like, why you here? What you need? And you get that less than you think. that's maybe like one person a year or something.
That's true.
So like, but you know, they're loud, but you know, they'll come and go. But you keep going, and I hope you keep going too, because I want to see all these stories come to fruition, and hopefully they grow. And then I know your kids are growing as well too, so they'll probably start involving themselves more in the books as well too. And that's the beautiful thing. You have something laid out that you could create, but not only that, your kids can get involved. It's a beautiful process. So like and I think that's the one thing that is it's a missing from communities such as ours and other stuff and creative communities such as ours is that family dynamic. You know, it's a beautiful thing to see. Like, you know, well, a father and mother not only sitting down building between each other, but also between the kids and everything. Like this is like just this moment where your son sees your little one, and he runs over and hugs her and stuff like that, and then you know it's just these little beautiful moments, and I can see that stuff kind of translated into the books as well. You know, they say a life art imitates life, as they say.
Absolutely. So like if you just look at the comic book without you go tell what's going on without reading.
Yeah. I think that's a great way to be, like, because it's for all ages, and that's really important. Because sometimes kids don't even want to read; they just want to look at the cool pictures.
Yes,
and that's it. And man, I mean, this sounds amazing. So this was a great interview. I learned a lot about you today, and this is a pleasure. Like, thank you for giving me your time. The way I usually end the show is like, do you have something that you usually say to the young people out there to inspire them to keep them going?
Well, I'll give you my contact information and everything.
Yeah, that's all at the end. But just a little something.
The main thing for the kids.
Yeah.
Keep up what you're doing. Align your passion for whatever it is that you're passionate about with doing, without hurting anybody, of course.
Of course.
You know, embrace others, inspire others. Talk to people that if you want to know some information and you're intrigued by somebody else's artwork or writing or, you know, you could get in contact with these people. You just have to reach out to them. Do your research. You got to seek the knowledge. Because if you don't seek it, then you'll just be waiting in the rear view, just sitting there. So this is why I learned and I'm where I'm at. No, I don't have a college degree, but I study. You could tell me I got my master's. Anything, you know? I have it. It's up here. It's not on paper. But I'm not telling you not to pursue in doing so. You know? Just like I tell my kids, the journey continues. It don't stop for no one.
True.
So you can gain knowledge. You know? It goes up here. That's my purpose of saying it. Just like I'm married, that's through paper, but it's been here to God. And I thank God for that.
Yeah.
So you guys, if you want to go to college, go. But align that with your purpose and your passion and what you love doing, so that it won't be a hard time for you, you know?
True. All right. And let them know where they can find you too, on social media. If you got, go ahead.
Contact me at Nortnern Wind 95 on Instagram, Nortnern Wind 82 on Instagram, Nortnern Wind 95 on Twitter, Nortnern Wind 9 on TikTok, Nortnern Wind Comics on YouTube. Let me see if www.northernwindcomics.com, www.northernwindcomicsproductions.com.
All right. And thank you for dropping by the studio. I appreciate you being here, brother. And guys, that's it. That's the wrap on our episode. Thank you, Paul Edward, for being here. Remember, check out his comic book, Northern Wind. Journey through the Northern Winds.
Journey through the Northern Wind.
I apologize. I just got the Northern Winds but Journey Through the Northern Winds. Please check it out and look out for his future projects as well. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.